Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newbold and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 85 of the stupidest sports show on earth. We are back. My name is Tim, the other one, Van Stratton. Alongside me, tan, refreshed, is Rodney Newpool. You do actually look tan. Welcome back from vacation, buddy. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'll be honest. I'm a little worn down tonight. I don't know. School got started. Been getting up early, getting some runs in. I'm a little worn down tonight, but I got an hour left in me tonight, so ready for the show. Been looking forward to the show since I got back. You know, we tried to find a replacement for last Friday. Honestly, I got back to Illinois like 9 o'clock in the morning, so we could have had a mid morning, but it wasn't meant to be. But we are back and ready. We're gonna have a lot of football talk over the next couple weeks, but I'm guessing baseball. Baseball will steal the show tonight, but I'm good. And you're well as well, I assume.
I am well. Yeah, it was the nice staycation for me. It's been like 2 weeks since we did a show, and I took some time of self-reflection. It was nice. Like we definitely could have had plenty of things to talk about in that span, but I always appreciate the rest, and especially because, as you just said, we're gonna have a lot of football to talk about here very, very soon, and we need to save our passion. We need to save our energy for what matters. Here, spoiler alert for the last 2 weeks of shows. Oh, the Brewers won. There you go. Every day. Yeah, the Brewers won. Yeah, they just keep winning.
That's it. It's actually wild. It's actually wild what's going on in Milwaukee, because like the Cubs are getting ready to be 7.5 games back. And I mean, honestly, it was probably 10 shows ago where the Cubs were 7.5 games up. It's literally been about a 15 game, difference here in the last month. It is insane what the Brewers are doing. I still take the field to win the World Series. I mean, that's an easy bet, but like, Brewers aren't winning the World Series. Like, they're just not. I was talking to somebody in person the other day, and I'm like, they're not that good. Like, I don't get it, but it's like the Brewers' magic was stolen straight from St. Louis.
It's strange what happens with Milwaukee, and we do this each and every year where we look at that roster and we see, okay, they lost so-and-so, they only added, a handful of sort of minor league level players. Surely they're going to take a step back. Meanwhile, you got the Cubs who went all in with Kyle Tucker, who got off to a great start. You have the Reds who made a really good offseason. The Cardinals were going to bounce back. And yet here we are again, where the Brewers are better than ever. And it's insane, the devil magic that they pulled off. And thank you for calling it like you see it, where they took exactly what the Cardinals had for many years, and they just moved it a little bit north to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because that's what it feels like. It's like no matter who's on that roster or what nonsense happens in the offseason, they just find a way to win. And if you're a fan of one of the other NL Central teams, it's got to be annoying as hell. It has to be.
Yeah, and I really thought tonight would be the night the winning streak would get beat. I mean, Paul Skeens has been terrific. 1.97 ERA or something stupid like that coming into the season. And, he went tonight 4 innings. The Brewers have been kind of the one team that roughed him up this year. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. And that's not awful, but just 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. The Brewers have 14 runs tonight in Milwaukee. And, they're on the verge of a complete sweep of a long homestand, and it's impressive. That is impressive.
To go back to what you were saying, where you would take the field over the Brewers, that isn't a necessarily hot take. According to our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, I'd like to consider them friends. The Brewers are not the favorites to win the NL. In fact, the Brewers aren't second favorites to win the NL. The Dodgers are at plus 200. The Phillies are at plus 310. and the Brewers are at plus 400. And I was telling you yesterday, Rodney, and maybe it's just because like we have all of these last handful of years to tell us this is how it goes. Even if the Brewers get the best record in the National League, clinch home field advantage through the World Series, I don't think they will win a single playoff series.
Not one, huh?
I think that they'll just lose in the NLDS like they always do. Yeah. Like, so how does it line up right now? If the season ended today, the Brewers are the 1 seed, they would face it's bracket style, right? So it would be the 4 or 5 winners. So it would be
and that's going to be a dangerous Cubs or San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, are we sure? Are we sure about that? Are we sure that I mean, we're talking about the Padres. The Padres are the second wildcard team right now, and they're a game back of the Dodgers in the NL. Yeah. So there's also a chance that it could be the Dodgers in that spot.
Yeah. And I'm having a hard time imagining anybody win the National League besides the Dodgers. But now I'm starting to wonder if the Dodgers are even that good. I mean, the Cardinals took a series from them. They've really scuffled, outside of Ohtani and really Freddie and then maybe Will Smith. Like, their pitching hasn't been very good, and they're hitting outside of those guys. Mookie Betts has been pretty poor. So, like, I don't know. Like,
very poor. Yeah.
And then you look at New York until tonight, the Mets on the Queens portion of New York, like they've really struggled here the last couple weeks. So I don't know. Like, we're talking about the Brewers. You're mentioning them not win this playoff series, but now I'm kind of questioning everybody. And then I'm like, okay, are the Padres the best team? Maybe. But history shows that the Padres don't have a lot of postseason success over the last decade or so either. So I don't know. It'll be interesting, but Brewers Dodgers first round would be quite fun.
Do you know? So this is a good trivia question for you, Rodney. So going back to the Dodgers here for a second, and we're kind of bouncing around a few different baseball happenings and such here on the show. Speaking of the Dodgers, who, by the way, Tony Gonsolin, who's been on the IL, just announced that he's out for the remainder of the season. So it's another injured pitcher that they have. Yamamoto has had a good year for them. He's got a sub-3 ERA, 145 strikeouts. Do you know who is second on the Dodgers in strikeouts?
I mean, it's not Ohtani, is it?
It is not Ohtani. No. Ohtani is 15th.
Yeah, no, I didn't figure. I mean, he's only pitched 9 games in like 3 or 4 innings each of those games. Second in strikeouts. I have no idea.
All right, so it's a little bit of a trick question. So the person that had the second most strikeouts right now for the Dodgers this year, it was Dustin May, who currently pitches for the Boston Red Sox. He was traded at the deadline. In terms of pitchers who are still on the team, Alex Vesia, who was one of their lefty relievers, has 66 strikeouts. He is second on the active roster in strikeouts behind Yamamoto, who is at 145. So they don't have a single pitcher on their roster with more than 70 strikeouts aside from Yamamoto.
Yeah. So I guess my take from this is, like, if this Dodgers team does find a way to go back to back, like, don't get me wrong. They've bought a lot of players, but in saying what you said, don't you got to give Dave Roberts a ton of credit? Because,
I mean, clearly he's not a bad manager. He's not an actively bad manager. They've had a lot of success with him.
Right.
I think
certainly not Aaron Boone or Oliver Marmol.
No, that is correct. No, I think that if anything, what that shows you is that the bullpen that they built, like Tanner Scott was one of their acquisitions. He's had a pretty solid year for them. They have built their bullpen with young guys, with veterans, to combat the fact that they have really gotten nothing from starting pitching aside from Yamamoto. Like, innings wise, Kershaw has been their second most featured pitcher this year in innings, and he's at 71 innings. And he was someone who, I think when the year opened up, I don't even think he was going to be in the rotation. Right. It was going to be Snell. It was going to be Yamamoto. It was going to be Roki Sasaki. Roki Sasaki was the big rookie everyone was excited about. He has pitched in 3 months.
Yeah, I haven't seen him at all.
Tyler Glass now, who always had injury issues, but Tyler Glass now has had 11 games for them this year. That's it, or 11 starts. So it's Dave Roberts certainly deserves credit in that regard, but does this also make Ohtani even more of a favorite to run away with the MVP, considering that they're still in first place despite all these pitching injuries, despite Mookie Betts having his worst season to date as a big leaguer?
I mean, yeah, I in the National League, I just don't see a great second option. Like American League, I could go back and forth Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge. Like I prefer Aaron Judge very much in that right. But I could see a path for Cal Raleigh here as the season goes. In National League, like I don't know if I see a second path. Like it's Ohtani for me. And I guess with the second path is runner up right now Kyle Schwarber.
I'm trying to find odds for it right now because so Pete Crow Armstrong had a golden opportunity, an absolute golden opportunity. And I don't know how long the slump has been exactly, but it's been long enough to where his case combined with the Cubs slide has really tanked those chances.
Yeah,
because the first 3 months of the season, like going into the All-Star break, there was a real case for him, all things considered. But a lot of the numbers in the first half, and not to get too nerdy, because I want to preface this by saying this is the Stupidest Sports Show. Rodney and I try to actively stay away from things like data and facts and information. But smart people, smarter than us, looked at PCA's numbers in the first half and said the power is going to regress. Like it's not. There's a little bit of luck involved, and it has regressed. It's just I think regressed a lot harder than people expected, to the point where I mean, it's been 10 days now. He has like 2 hits. So
yeah, so 3 hits in his last 10 games and no home runs since July 23rd.
Right. So it's gone hard the other way now at the worst possible time. And that's the type of thing that's going to be really hard to overcome if you want to talk about a potential MVP in the league. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble finding the award odds, and maybe you'll have better luck at it than I will. But yeah, Kyle Schwarber would probably be second. Yeah, wow. Schwarber. Yeah. So, all right, I'm on FanDuel. Shohei Ohtani is. Are you ready for this? Shohei Ohtani right now on FanDuel to win the National League MVP is minus 20,000.
It's over. I mean, they might as well take the odds off the board. Nobody's making a 6-week run to beat him. That's just not happening. No,
it would be, the only way is if he gets hurt and he's done. Yeah. And then that combined maybe with someone like Kyle Schwarber, who is second at plus 1,800. Manny Machado is plus 8,000. And then PCA has dropped all the way down to plus 10,000.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, not happening. And back to the Cubs, PCA struggles have kind of coincided with Kyle Tucker's struggles as well. PCA 0 for 4 tonight, Kyle Tucker 0 for 3. And if you look at Kyle Tucker, he did have a hit in each of his last 3 games against the Cardinals, but zero hits in 5 of his last 11. He has not hit a home run. Kyle Tucker has not hit a home run since July 19th. So the power is out at Wrigley Field in Chicago right now.
And it's so funny because we went into the deadline talking about the Cubs. They can hit, they can mash, they need pitching. And it's been the offense now that has failed them. It's been the best guys on the team, the hearts of the order, that have fallen off a cliff. And as a result of that, the Cubs have seen their division chances dwindle fast. So isn't that wild how much that changes just like that?
It's wild. And then one more tidbit here. Seiya Suzuki, 1 home run since July 19th. Since July 19th, he's hit
So-
one. Yeah.
Okay, so does that mean? And when was PCA's last home run? I don't know if you pulled that up or you remember.
23rd of July.
Okay, so I mean, it's been 3 weeks since any of their 3 top hitters have had a home run.
Yeah, that's wild.
How does that even happen?
Yeah, and then that brings me to like, you got to think at, obviously, I'm a historic not Cub fan here, but like the struggles, and they're likely going to get in the playoffs here. I mean, like Cincinnati's really probably the only legitimate opportunity to catch them, and they've got a ways to go. So you got to think as a Cub fan, like, okay, we're weathering the storm, kind of. We're going to get in, and then let's say those guys do start hitting again. You do get back hot in the right time, and that's where it's like, okay, you see the Brewers and you hit 6 home runs in a 5-game series. Well, then you're right there. But like, because I'm looking in the National League wild card, the Cubs still lead for the top spot, and they are 4.5 ahead of the Mets for third spot, and then Cincinnati's another 1.5 games behind that. So 6 games back. Like Cubs are 6 games up for a wild card spot with 40 to go. Like that's pretty good odds they're going to get in.
No, it would be a Mets level slump of losing 10 of 11 to really say, oh shit, like the season is now on the brink of total disaster.
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen because like we've been saying, like the Cubs, it's not like the Cubs have been playing horrendous baseball during this stretch. It's a combination of their best hitters combined, or like best hitters going ice cold combined with the Brewers going 24-4 over their last 28 or something ridiculous. That's what it is. Like it's not like the Cubs have won 3 games in the last month. It's not that at all. Nor do I think it's going to be that, because eventually Kyle Tucker is gonna start hitting the ball, turn things around. Say Suzuki's gonna hit the ball. PCA might not have the same first 3 months that he did, but he's going to be better, you'd think. So
yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because our buddy Skeeter just sent us a text. The Brewers are 50-16 since May 25. 50-16, and have gained 13 games on the Cubs since May 25th. So you're looking at 6 days. You're looking at 60. You're looking at about 75-ish days. They've gained 13 during that time. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. And 11 straight win tonight, 50-16. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen that. And now we're looking at they're going to win 100 plus games. And they're not going to get to 116, but they're going to win 100 plus games. And that is, you would have got great odds if you would have bet the Brewers to win 100 plus games.
Especially after the opening weekend of the baseball season, when they gave up 35 or 36 runs in 3 games to the Yankees and their torpedo bats, that everyone was saying, "Oh my God, what a disaster in Milwaukee." Remember too, their home opener right after that series. I forgot who they were facing, but they got blasted in that game too.
Yeah,
and it was about as bad of a start as one could possibly have. And yet now they're 31 games over 500.
Yeah. And yeah, right. Yeah, no, I remember the torpedo bats. It looked like the Yankees were going to win every game all season, and the Brewers were never going to win a game. If they played in the series this weekend, it would be certainly different, because the Brewers just aren't giving up runs either. Like, not only are they mashing, they're not giving up runs. Freddie Peralta was great tonight. They've got all sorts of guys that a lot of baseball fans haven't heard of, or like maybe heard of but don't know anything about. Preller was, he's got like 11 wins for him already. So yeah, it's pretty wild. It is wild. It's something we haven't seen in a long time.
We've focused a lot on the National League. By the way, speaking of the Brewers and those MVP odds, it's amazing that not a single Brewer is even listed in the MVP odds.
Yeah.
Best team in baseball, and there's not a player that's even worth mentioning in the MVP conversation. Don't even list him. Like Kyle Stowers from the Marlins has odds.
Yeah.
and no one from the Brewers does.
I mean, Christian Yelich has 20 plus home runs, right? Like people
good.
aren't even necessarily even talking about because he's not doing the MVP stuff he did several years ago, but he's still having a nice season. And but yeah, you're right. Now that's even more impressive that they do not have that top dog. Because you look at all the other teams that are contending, like the Dodgers have Shohei, the Mets have Soto or Alonso, the Cubs have their trio of outfitters. You go to the American League, Aaron Judge, so yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, and Freddie Peralta has long shot odds for the Cy Young at plus 10,000, but not going to win. You got Skeens, you got two of the Phillies guys. Matthew Boyd is 4th right now in Cy Young odds. Matthew Boyd,
not happening.
Yeah, not happening. Isaac Collins though is that might be their chance for some hardware there. Isaac Collins, one of their rookies, is tied with Drake Baldwin from the Braves for Rookie of the Year odds at minus 110. Jacob Mizorowski is still there on the board at plus 2,500. So, yeah, it's a crazy team. It's a crazy story.
I would guess Isaac Collins would be, as you said, is kind of front runner, and then Pat Murphy's got to win the Manager of the Year, right? Like, and that just continues to pile on the Craig Counsell hate here. Like they've obviously done just fine without him. Counsell the other night against the Cardinals pinch hits for PCA. A lot of Cub fans don't like that. Now again, he's struggling, but 41-year-old Justin Turner came in to hit in that one. Just some interesting thoughts from Craig Counsell.
Yeah, it's I saw that too. It was like pinch hitting PCA in a spot where you really would have liked his bat there, and then bringing him in another spot where like just weird sort of timing to like when he wants to hit him versus when he wants to bring in a sub. So yeah, it's like managers are gonna make mistakes. No one's gonna be perfect. Like we know that, but just it's one of those things. Like when it rains, it pours. That's just what it seems like is happening right now with the Cubs, as opposed to what's going on with Milwaukee. Where just every decision that they make works. Everyone is great all at the same time, and nothing can go wrong until again, like the first 10 days of October when they'll lose in the NLDS, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Any other baseball thoughts that you have before we kind of switch gears a little bit here? I mean, I know there's a lot going on, a lot of great playoff races. We haven't been on the show the last couple weeks to watch the Yankees just continue to collapse. They've mercifully won a couple here against Minnesota, but they went from a team that you and I both declared was they won the AL East. It was over. I'm pretty sure since I named them the best team in baseball, whenever that was, I think they've won like 20 games since then. So Tim Curse to the max. Yep. But they are now the 3rd wild card team, clinging on by just a game against Cleveland, who Cleveland, despite everything going on with them, has played some really good baseball. They've won 8 of their last 10. So they're just a game back. Texas is only 3 back. Kansas City, who you and I were both high on, who I think you had go to the World Series, is only 4 games out of a playoff spot. So don't sleep on Rodney's Royals. Yeah. So it's been a tough go with things there. But if you are just a neutral baseball observer, just looking at the American League playoff picture, I mean, it's super fun because really the only thing that's locked up is Detroit winning the Central. Everything else in the AL is up for grabs, and it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, but is Detroit winning the Central? Because they've fallen back, and Cleveland and Kansas City have made up a little bit of gap. So, like, that's not as much of a lock as it was a month ago. I did want to mention, if we have any St. Louis area listeners, left field bleachers Friday night, you and I will be in attendance. So come say hi, get our Chris Carpenter bobblehead. I hope I get that gold one or whatever it is. But we are hitting up Yankees Cardinals Friday night. So the Stupidest Sports Show is going live and on location at Busch Stadium.
So I was thinking about this, Rodney. So I don't know if we're gonna get the Judge home run in the left field bleacher. It seems like the Aaron Judge blasts tend to go like center to right center
Or they're gonna go over our head.
They'll get crushed over our head. Yeah, that too. Or like, I think it's more likely we get Giancarlo maybe. Well, where are the seats in the left field bleachers? Are we right up on the wall or are we a few rows back?
I think we're like 14th row.
Okay, so that might be Stanton territory if he really pulls it.
Yeah. Let me pull it up here real quick. I think we're like 14th row, but we're right near the bullpens. So we'll be able to see the dude. Probably Cardinal bullpen will be in the left. Yeah, Cardinal bullpen's on the left field side. I think I'd have to. It's been a while, but yeah. So we're right near bullpen. But I mean, we could move. It's Busch Stadium. They're not gonna sell out. Best fan in baseball. I love the Yankees though.
What are you talking about? Every Cardinal game has 42,000 strong, according to them. What? Yeah. How are there going to be any empty seats in the building?
I think they've changed those numbers a little bit this year. It's been
have they?
It's been a little bit different. But let me see if I can find where our seats are at. I don't want to give our exact location away. We may.
No, I was gonna say, man, like you get some crazy that hops on this damn app. Tell them our exact seats where we're gonna be. You're inviting trouble.
Are you wearing a Yankees jersey to Busch? Or a shirt?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I have my Judge jersey. I need to figure out what hat. I got about 3 to choose from.
Yeah, so I won't give away the section, but we are row 14.
Oh, God. All right. Well, yeah. All that to say, I'm not sure Judge is going to pull one there. That's not really his normal home run zone. Perhaps it's Stanton. Trying to think who else could maybe hit one there.
Ivan Herrera.
There's a better chance, I think, of us catching a Cardinal bomb than a Yankee bomb because the Yankees just got a bunch of lefties in the lineup that they're going to throw out there. It's good, like
Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt could. Yeah, that's one of the few righty bats that they'll throw in there. Yeah, or like no, Ryan McMahon's going to hit from the left side. Yeah, like everyone else is lefty, so it's going to be Stanton, Judge, or Goldie.
What about Jason Dominguez?
Or Volpe. Or Volpe. Dominguez, if he plays, he's the problem is he might get into the lineup tomorrow and then I'll have a better idea for Friday. But the problem is Stanton's hitting the ball super well. They don't want to take him out of the lineup. Judge is back. And then so you got one of them in the field, one of them DHing, and then Bellinger's going to be out there, and then like Trent Grisham has pretty much taken over center field. So Dominguez has kind of become the fourth outfielder for them now. So,
yeah. So that I'll be looking forward to that. So we'll have a show Friday morning. We'll break that down a little bit more, but then we're heading south.
We're gonna hit up the casino too.
Yes. All in on red.
Oh yeah, very very exciting. So Roddy, while you were away in Florida doing whatever it is you do on a family vacation, which I didn't even ask you. I mentioned that you were tan. Was it a good trip? I know you went with your family, your brother, and your parents, but everyone had a good time.
Yeah, it was a great trip. A lot of didn't do a ton. We were at a resort and I had a water park there. So, I have 14, 12, and 8-year-old kids, and there's all sorts of pools. There's 14 pools at this resort. So when kids are there, they want to have challenge to swim at them all. So within the 7 days we were there, we hit up every pool, a lot of swimming, hanging out. We played mini golf, just the normal stuff. Nothing too crazy. No Disney trips. We went out to Disney Springs for dinner, but no Disney trips. I'm not doing that Disney stuff. Too expensive, too busy. Nah, I'm out. But no, it really was. It really was. It was nice and refreshing, and now they're back to school.
Disney, especially in August.
Oh,
yeah. August in Florida. Oh my God! Like if you want it to be your last day on Earth, it'll be your happiest day. It'll be your happiest day on Earth, but also your last day on Earth, just because of how hot and swampy it is. So that's the right call. Anyway, while you were out partying, swimming throughout Florida, the NFL came back. We've had a full week of preseason games now. Did you catch any of it? Are you up to date on the NFL happenings?
I am. I was able to actually turn some football on Saturday and Sunday with the action that was on Saturday. Saw Bears play on Sunday. Saw your New York Football Giants play on Saturday, the NFL Network games that were on, and kind of. So I really didn't get a lot of Thursday or too much Friday, but I was able to see some of the others. But I kind of know what went on. I mean, I don't know where we want to start, and so many starters didn't play. Really, the news now is some of the injuries that went down and things like that. But Caleb Williams didn't play, so we can't bash him. Quinn Ewers was bad for the Dolphins.
Quinn Ewers was very bad. 5 of 18. Took a couple sacks. Good. Yeah, Zach Wilson also in his limited time, 5 of 9, but 4 sacks in like a short amount of time too. That seems like a problem for Miami. Or the Bears could have a little pass rush on their hands. But yeah, Tyson Secret Bagent Man was pretty decent, 13 of 19 with a touchdown. Did you learn that Case Keenum was a Bear?
I learned it. Yes, I did not know that.
Yeah,
and that makes it interesting because like they kept talking on the broadcast that Wonder Boy likes Tyson Bagent and he likes how he prepares and he's professional and he's always out for business. But like Case Keenum's kind of that true professional where like you get a chance to make him your backup, and a lot of head coaches have made Case Keenum the backup. So, and all the indications is that Caleb Williams hasn't been real strong in camp. So, like, I don't know. Like, at what point does there become a quarterback controversy in Chicago? I mean, Caleb Williams is going to start week 1, but like, when are we getting that controversy? Because it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen.
Like, are you saying a QB controversy with Caleb getting replaced by Case Keenum or Tyson Bagent? Is that what you're alluding to?
I mean, I don't think it's crazily out of the question.
No. It did remind me a couple days ago during the game where Colin Cowherd tweeted. He's in Chicago now, so he's on the pulse of everything with the Bears. He said, "Really nice drive by Bears Tyson Bagent, high-end backup, or who knows."
Yeah.
Even he's like throwing it out there after being one of the guys who was most high on Caleb a year ago. It's just, it's funny. And I'm telling you, man, like I know a couple weeks ago, I said that Caleb's seat might've been hotter than people were thinking. And he was one of the quarterbacks under a ton of pressure. I still stand by that. Like I do. And I think that more and more people, especially if he struggles, people are going to look at him and say, "Hey man, like you were supposed to be that dude." And there's a chance that he's going to end up being closer to Trevor Lawrence as a first overall prospect than Joe Burrow. I think a lot of people are expecting him to be Joe Burrow at the first overall pick. But Trevor Lawrence is like a guy who's like, yeah, he's fine. I don't think anyone would say he's a superstar. He's probably disappointed compared to his pedigree in college. I feel like Caleb's trending in that direction so far.
Right. Like how patient can Wonder Boy be? Right. Like, is he going to be patient? He didn't draft him. Like Ben Johnson's like, I got to win. I got to show that I'm this head coach. I'm this powerhouse head coach. And I don't know. I'm just curious how patient he'll be with Caleb Williams. And will Caleb Williams have I don't know if mental capacity is the right word, but can he get over if there's early struggles? Is he going to be able to move past that? I don't know. I think there's a lot of questions on that.
Other quarterback talk. Everyone was very pumped up about Shedeur Sanders' debut against the Carolina Panthers. Did Shedeur start or did Huntley get?
He did.
So he started, and played most of the game.
Yeah, about half. Half, and then Huntley came in for half. They're missing. Joe Flacco didn't play, and then Dylan Gabriel was also out. And then who else?
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. So 5 guys there. I didn't even know they had Huntley. Like, so they have 5 quarterbacks.
They picked him up last week. Yeah, they picked up Scoops Huntley. I don't know why. I think Pickett is dealing with an injury. So they picked him up. But like even if Kenny Pickett was hurt, so So, am I to understand that you drafted 2 quarterbacks and you're comfortable with neither of them being the backup to Joe Flacco? So that you have to go pick up Tyler Huntley off the scrap heap to replace Kenny Pickett. Like, that to me feels strange that
Yeah.
you draft. I mean, Dylan Gabriel was what, a 3rd-round pick for them? And and they don't think that he's ready to even be under consideration for QB2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I sorry, last thing forgot to mention, they released their updated depth chart, the unofficial depth chart, but still no change. Shedeur Sanders is currently the 4th string quarterback according to their depth chart. So it's
yeah,
it's
Kevin
weird
Stefanski on would have been Friday morning after the game on Thursday, or may have been Saturday after Friday. But anyway, next day basically was like, yeah, that, I mean, he was fine, but like, and they were asking about his development. He said, I'm here for all the quarterbacks' development. I think he's tired of hearing about Shedeur already. And I think like secretly he's wanting, I mean, not secretly, but he's clearly not wanting and ready to use Shedeur. And I mean, I think the only way that's going to happen is like Flacco hurt and Pickett's hurt, Gabriel's hurt, and then we might see Shedeur Sanders. But I don't think Kevin Stefanski has any interest in using him early in the year as a starter.
No, and why would he? He was a 5th-round pick, and their 2nd quarterback that they drafted this year. Like there's in theory, if it was any other quarterback who was taken in the 5th round, we would never be talking about him playing at all unless, like you said, every other quarterback is hurt or it's week 18. Like, there's no reason for it. There's no reason for him to see the field at all. And if he does see the field, then it could be one of these things, multiple of these things. All of the other quarterbacks ahead of him have been massively disappointing. B, Shedeur has just been that great. Or C, there's been so much outcry that perhaps Jimmy Haslam or the front office or whoever else is coming in and saying, hey, we want this guy on the field. He's going to give us our biggest boost. And there's just sort of, they hold him to the fire a little bit and say, this is what you're doing.
Right.
That's it.
I would agree with that. And that's, yeah. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. I don't know what the talk is for preseason week 2 for the Browns, if we're going to see them again. But, like, okay, they play the Eagles on Friday, but Saturday. Let's say Shedeur does play and is good again. Like, if he has 3 preseason outings and is pretty good in all 3 of them, like, the noise is going to be pretty loud, right? Because there's a lot of people that want to see him starting or playing. So, if you're the Browns, like, if you have 2 or 3 other quarterbacks that are healthy, like, maybe you don't even play Shedeur in preseason week 2. And then you're like, I don't know, we've only seen him once, right? Like, because if you're Kevin Stefanski, like, the worst thing that could happen is, like, he's pretty good, and now you may have to play him. I don't know. I'm kind of backwards way of thinking, but he could put them in a tough spot if he plays well against the Eagles.
So yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I think that's a really good point. Like Dylan Gabriel, again, rookie quarterback, drafted ahead of Shedeur. In theory, that means that the coaching staff prefers him over Shedeur. He didn't play at all last week. Like, probably this is the game here to start Dylan Gabriel, give him the same runway that you did with Shedeur in that week 1, and then see what he does. Now it's maybe a little bit unfair. He's got the Eagles, probably a tougher matchup than the Carolina Panthers were.
Right.
Especially after the Eagles have already played a preseason game and gotten a little bit used to things again. So, yeah, I don't envy the situation that Kevin Stefanski has to deal with. It just seems like no matter what happens, people are going to be upset by it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. And yesterday news came out that Dylan Gabriel will participate in 11-on-11 drills. So I don't know if he's going to look at playing on Friday, Saturday, whatever day it is.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson's still on that not roster, but in that franchise, right?
I mean, technically, he is a Cleveland Brown. Yeah, he's not playing this year.
So Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shadur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, and Scoops Huntley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Hell of a quarterback room.
6 quarterbacks. Awesome. Awesome, guys.
You know what they say when you have 6 quarterbacks? It means you don't have
know
one.
What the hell you're doing.
Yeah. It means you don't have one.
That's pretty much the answer. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah. I say that it's a perfect transition to the New York Giants, who I'll just mention this real quick. They played all 4 of their quarterbacks against the Bills. They put up 34 points against Buffalo. I went back and looked. It's the most points they've had in a preseason game since 2017. So that was good to see. Jack, I mean, you watched a little bit of it. You got to see Jackson Dart a bit. You know, like first time there, I thought overall he looked pretty good. The touchdown throw he had was great. You know, a couple inaccurate throws, but he stood tall in the pocket. Like he didn't make any really horrible decisions. I came out of that saying, all right, kid, not bad, not terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't have any issues with him. He also ran the ball 3 times for 24 yards. I mean, if you can have a few positive yards as a rush on the rush as a quarterback, I think you've got something there, because and that's not going to happen very often. I'm not going to give him very many chances to run, but yeah, no, I thought Dart looked fine. I thought the Giants, obviously it's tough because Buffalo, who's Buffalo playing, how, obviously Josh Allen didn't play for Buffalo, so like that changes the whole complexion of a game. We know this, but like, yeah, no, I was fine with Jackson Dart. I mean, he certainly did not come in his first preseason start and look and have a disaster, because I think that's you obviously don't want that.
Yeah, Buffalo. I was watching the broadcast, and it was the Buffalo broadcast, so they were focusing a lot more on the Bills. So they started. I think it was their whole starting offensive line that they played, and most of their starters on defense, at least to open up there. The thing that I was most happy about as a Giants fan is the fact that they played an entire game. They had 51 pass attempts, and the offensive line did not allow a single sack of any of the 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's important.
I will gladly accept that. That is all I wanted. All I wanted. So. Yeah, I'm just glad football's back, man. I'm so happy.
Yeah, looking throughout the NFL, the Saints lost their starting center today. So like,
is that right? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a team that was bad already, like potentially one of the worst teams in the NFL, now losing a starting center 3 weeks before the season starts. Not great. Cowboys have drama going on still. Micah Parsons, the Commanders have drama going on still. So, like, you got to think the Eagles like seeing both those, right? Like, both these teams having drama, just trying to go throughout the league. Minnesota's losing Jordan Addison. That'll be a big loss, right? Like,
yeah, 3 games. Yeah,
and the Bears get them in one of those. So, that's an upgrade for Chicago to face, because, like, Justin Jefferson's good and TJ Hawkins is good, but like what really makes that offense is having all 3 of them. Now you got a rookie quarterback that doesn't have all 3 of them, and it's Vikings at Bears on Monday Night Football to start the season. So like, I don't know, rookie quarterback. We're not ready to talk betting lines, but I'm probably taking the Bears at home.
Yeah, McCarthy. I only saw like the first drive for the Vikings. It was near the end of the Giants game, and NFL Network was sort of doing a split screen showing the first little bit of the Vikings game. So I didn't get to see too much of JJ McCarthy, but I've seen conflicting things about McCarthy in training camp, just listening to media and stuff like that. I've seen some saying that they're sort of like keeping the training wheels on him a little bit. And this is what I'll say. I think after what Kevin O'Connell did with Sam Darnold, I'm not gonna have any doubts that he'll get JJ McCarthy at a decent play. Like I'm not saying that he's gonna be amazing. I'm not saying he's gonna be an elite quarterback, but I think that they're gonna get solid quarterback play out of him pretty much immediately. just because I trust the coaching so much.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. You're probably right. But week one,
week one, yeah, like week one is tough. Yeah,
I mean, that's favorable for the Bears to see. This was a Bears team that went 10 weeks last year without seeing an NFC North opponent, and then they played all those teams, and all three of them were playing really well. They had Matt LaFleur, you had Kevin O'Connell, you had Dan Campbell, and they all had their teams playing really well.
Yeah.
Now you've kind of got Kevin O'Connell, really good coach, but he's got a rookie quarterback. Like, if you're going to get Kevin O'Connell and a rookie, you might as well get him week one when you got a rookie quarterback. So, like, if you're the Bears, like, this is a great opportunity because after that for Chicago, it's the Lions at Detroit, and then it's the Cowboys. So, like, they're not easy, but getting that Minnesota one would be a big one to get started.
Minnesota, by the way, is favored on the road, 1.5.
Yeah. A lot of time between now and then.
There is, but also, and I'll just play devil's advocate here for a second. I think that you're making some great points, but J.J. McCarthy, even though he did not play at all last year, J.J. McCarthy, I would bet, is a lot more familiar with the offense and the game plan and how things flow than Caleb Williams is in Ben Johnson's offense right now. J.J. McCarthy's had an entire year to just learn. Just think of it like a redshirt year, right? He had an entire year to just learn and just like be prepared mentally for it. Where Caleb Williams is, and a lot of the Bears. I mean, it's a whole new coaching staff there in Chicago. Yeah. It's not an easy scheme. Like, it's not.
Right.
So there's going to be some growing pains on both sides there, which is why the line probably is what it is, because they're taking that into account. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, so preseason games in week 2 don't start till Friday. No Thursday action this time. It's hard to even like get excited about matchups because you don't even know who's going to play. Especially now, I think you're probably looking at more of the big time starters if they ever play. Probably more week 3 now, right? And not week 2. Yeah. I think it used to kind of be when they had 4 games, maybe 2 and 3, and then sit 4. Now a lot of times it's really just 3, right? You might see them in that last one. I don't know. Like, I look at the schedule and I'm like, I don't know what to be excited about because I don't know who's going to play. Bills and Bears play Saturday or Sunday, the 17th. There is a Monday night game this week. Bengals and the Commanders are Monday night, August 18th. So does give us Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and that game's on ESPN. So we get our first Monday night football matchup, preseason style.
That was a Monday night game last year, a regular season. What week 2 or week 3? That was the Jaden Daniels welcome to the NFL, welcome to superstardom game. He torched them.
38-33. Yeah, September 23rd. So probably week 3, I would assume.
Week 3, Monday night. Yeah. So, all right. So real quick, we got our Mount Rushmore of 85s, our Ocho Cinco show. Spoiler alert for who's going to be on the Mount Rushmore, I would assume. But real quick, the NBA announced some of their primetime games today. We have opening nights on NBC, which I kind of forgot about for a second. I was like, oh yeah, it's not TNT. It's going to be NBC and Peacock. But opening night, Tuesday, October 21st, Rockets Thunder is going to be the first game of the NBA season. OKC getting their rings, raising their championship banner at home against Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant coming to OKC to watch his former franchise get their rings and raise their championship banner. I love that. And especially because Houston should be one of OKC's toughest competitors in the West this year. And then right after that is Warriors, Lakers, just classic LeBron, Steph. All in. No complaints with opening night from me. I'm good with it.
Yeah, no, NBC. You'll get Reggie Miller moved over to NBC as well. I know whether we like him or not, he's been doing broadcasting now 20 years. I couldn't believe that until I looked it up there. Reggie Miller has been broadcasting 20 years. He started in 2005. He moved over to NBC. NBA on NBC will be interesting. that's a great opening night. We'll talk more about the Christmas games and stuff like that as we get closer.
Yeah.
Really, probably just the openers. And I was thinking about that because I think the openers are like October 18th, which felt early. I'm like, we're 2 months away from the NBA already. Like, we're literally 2 months away. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, what did I say? The 21st or the 22nd
Was that what it was?
night?
Okay. Oh, I thought I said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
21st.
okay, we're 2 months and 10 days. Okay, so we're close, right? Like training camp will start in what, September?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah, late September. The next day is opening week. ESPN. They have a doubleheader that Wednesday night is Cavs at Knicks, which is also a Christmas Day match.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing that with the Eastern Conference and all the injuries, pretty much Cleveland and New York are like the only teams that they want to put on prime time in the Eastern Conference, because like they're not going to put Orlando there.
No.
Even though Orlando is probably the third likeliest team in the East right now, behind Cleveland and New York. And then this is a good one here. That Wednesday night, Spurs at Mavericks. It's Wemby against Cooper Flagg making his NBA debut in the Dallas Mavericks. That's a good game.
Yeah, no, those first 2 nights are going to be great. I mean, and that's, everybody gets excited for the first couple of nights, and it wears as the season goes with 82 games, but opening nights are great. The NBA did a great job putting the schedule together for those, and they always do. Like, you're going to put great games those first couple nights, but yeah, they should be good one. I'm excited about seeing Cooper Flagg against Wemby. That should be a good one.
Well, you know what you and I mean, whenever, like the first 2 or 3 weeks of the NBA season, you and I throw out DFS lineups every night. That's my favorite time of the year, man. Yeah. Like those first couple weeks of the NBA season, and we're just so into take advantage of just like some of the uncertainty with rotations and all that. We do some lineups, and then we don't do it ever again.
No, we just stop. We just stop. We just stop. It's like, we haven't played in months, right? Because we lose.
Well, yeah, we lose because we put together lineups where it's like 350 points, and we don't even cash because it's just ridiculous now.
Yeah.
So it's impossible. It's impossible. All right, let's get out of here. We got our Mount Rushmore. We do this at the end of every show, and since this is our 85th show, we might as well have a Mount Rushmore of famous athletes to wear the number 85. And I alluded to it. It feels obvious to me. Even though he isn't necessarily the best player to wear 85, there is no athlete more synonymous with the number 85 than Ochocinco himself, Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson. Like this is he was made for the Mount Rushmore of 85s, and I'm assuming that you agree.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a good one. NFL again is going to take priority with this one because Antonio Gates jumps out to me as an 85. I don't necessarily know why remember that he's 85, but he is. And then before our days, Jack Youngblood was a really good player at 85 as well. I think he made the All-Pro 6 times in his career. So those are 3 names. But yes, Chad Ochocinco number 1. I think Gates is probably 2 for me, just because Youngblood was before my time. Youngblood had a great career, but I'll probably go Ochocinco and Gates as my 1-2 so far.
Yeah, so this is where it's tough, and this is where we sort of like expose our age a little bit, because Jack Youngblood, I would say, just based on the numbers for sure, but I'm looking at guys like George Kittle, who's 85, who is one of the best tight ends in the NFL and has been for quite some time now. Is George Kittle going to be a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
You think so?
I do think so, yeah.
What age do you think George Kittle is?
32.
That's close. 31. I was going to say it feels like he's much older than he actually is. Like I would have said he's like 34.
Yeah. Well, Travis Kelce will be 36.
Yeah. Like I think of George Kittle being closer to Travis Kelce than TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, George Kittle's there. Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis was a dog, man. He was really good.
Yeah. So this is the tight end number.
It feels like it, right? I mean, yeah, obviously Ocho was a receiver. Derek Mason. You remember Derek Mason? He made it all pro team, longtime Titan, Baltimore Raven. He was a receiver. Yeah, there's a lot of directions to go with this. I'll double check the other sports real quick while you sort of gather your thoughts.
I've got Major League Baseball. Lastings and Millage was one of the more popular. Now, not worthy of our Mount Rushmore. Cardinals have retired 85 because Augie Bush. So, like, if I was being very, very biased, I would say, well, Augie Bush, obviously part of the Bush family, but probably not going there with such a national. We're national. We're a national show here.
Yeah,
like we can't center it in on the Cardinals. So I'm going to say no baseball at this point. If you got NBA, NHL, you can go ahead with those.
The only NBA player ever to wear 85 was Baron Davis, who did so for the Cavs and the Knicks just for a year or two. Baseball, interestingly, it's someone who we just mentioned earlier in the show. Former Dodger, currently Red Sox, Dustin May has worn 85 for his entire major league career. So
that's not bad.
And the idea of his giant orange hair on the Mount Rushmore is appealing, but I don't know if I would say Dustin May over like George Kittle.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I think
not going that far.
I think we're going unless hockey pulls one. I think we got a quad box of NFL here.
Yeah, Matthew Perot was a good vet for a while. He's not going to get there. Peter, do you know this one? Stanley Cup champion Peter Klima?
No, do not.
300 plus goals. Played for a few teams: Detroit, Edmonton, Tampa Bay. See, this is where hockey guy Dan having a kid and not watching the show is really hurting us right now, because he would be like, "Oh, actually, Peter Klima."
Yeah. Shout out to Dan. Hope the baby's doing well.
Yeah. Well, and his wife, who's regular size, as you learned.
Yeah, I thought we got over that. That was last month.
That was pre-vacation.
Yeah. So I think back to 85s. My thoughts would probably be Ocho Cinco, and then we go 3 tight ends: Gates, Kittle.
All right. This is where I say I would go Chad Johnson. I would go Antonio Gates. I'll respect the legends before us, Jack Youngblood, just because, like, it's a great name, but also one of the all-time best defensive linemen. And then modern guy George Kittle. I would say those are my 4.
Yeah, no, I think you're good here. I think it would be interesting if we decided to put Dustin May on there with George Kittle. We'd have hair everywhere.
Lots of hair.
We'd have lots of hair with Kittle and May. But no, I like that. That's a good Mount Rushmore. I think we're pretty solid there. The Mount Rushmore of tight ends or pass catchers. We can go. That's what we'll go. The pass catchers would be a better term for that.
Pass catchers. Yeah, Greg Jennings. We didn't even mention him too. I wouldn't put him above any of the other guys, but Greg Jennings had a very nice career as well. I love the 80s because you just go through and you recognize so many guys, and you're like, oh, this was a great player. This was a great player.
Yeah.
But you can only select 4. That's the beauty of the Rushmore. So guys like Greg Jennings and Derek Mason, really good players, but you got to make some tough decisions.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
Yeah.
So there it is. That's a good one.
David Njoku, current guy, is wearing 85, Pro Bowler.
No,
David Njoku is still only 29 years old.
Yeah. Good player. Good player.
Good player. Yeah.
Big, strong tight end. Yeah, I like him.
Good player. Not on the Rushmore, but good player.
Nope.
All right, Roddy, have you been doing the Substack since you've been on vacation? Still every day. How are we looking? How we looking?
Yeah, so I mean, we're still up for the year. August has been kind of a wash. Well, July and August have been kind of a wash. Like we're not losing, but we're not winning. I think we're holding off for football. Right at 500 for August. Really need to find a streak here. Baseball's so hard this time of year, right? Like, never know what's going to happen. So we got to get going with football. Football will be here soon. College will be going. College is a week from Saturday. College football will be going. So, but yeah, get signed up for Substack. Get it now before football gets started, and picks every day to your inbox. Sometimes mid-morning, definitely by early afternoon. I try to get them done, early to mid-morning and get those sent out. You can schedule them, so try to schedule a little bit closer to games. But yeah, get signed up at Substack, Stupid Sports Show.
Reminder that you could follow, in addition to Substack, make sure to give us a follow if you're watching us tonight on Twitter at Stupid Sports Show, no W at the end. And any of our 85 episodes are available wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. Shout out, by the way, to I'm looking at our mentions on social media. Shout out to Coach Jordan, who in response talking about the Brewers said, generational run they are on, talking about the Brewers. And it doesn't appear to be slowing down, but I bet they don't make the NLCS. They do this every year, it seems. Well, it's what I said. It's what I'm not a hater. I'm very much in favor of what the Brewers do every year. It's cool. And especially like as someone like me who kind of enjoys seeing both Cardinals and Cubs fans just like struggling a little bit. The Brewers coming in and doing this is highly entertaining, but like I'm realistic. If the Brewers are facing the Padres, they're facing the Dodgers. Hell, if they're facing the Cubs, like I'm going to pick against the Brewers in the playoffs. I'm going to.
What about the Mets?
Well, we saw that last year, and look what happened. So I would probably lean toward the Mets again. Like I think I'm just going to take the Brewers to lose in the NLDS, regardless of who they play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're very close to being the top seed, right? Like, it'd be a hard, or two maybe, but like they're going to play a wild card team. I mean, I guess two wouldn't necessarily be a wild card team. They could play the three, but yeah. So I mean, you would pretty much nailed who they would play: Mets, Cubs, Padres. Yeah, I'm probably taking all three of them as well. Sorry, Brewers. One more little fun fact for you here before we get out of here, Rodney. And Dan, I think somehow he had like a sixth sense that knew that we had called him out, and he sent me a stat. Twins lost 9-1 to the Yankees tonight. Obviously, he's a big Twins fan. The Twins are, since 2002, so this is 23 years, the Twins are 44-125 versus the Yankees, which is a 260 winning percentage. In that same time, their winning percentage versus every other team, 28 other teams, is 514. Yeah.
So winning record against 28 other teams combined over 23 years, but a 260 winning percentage versus the Yankees since 2002. 44-125.
You're basically only winning 1 out of 4. That's not good.
Yeah. Including 9 straight losses. Yeah. And it's all 3 of the Twins managers have had a sub 270 win percentage. Ron Gardenhire, Paul Molitor, Rocco Baldelli, all of them. Dreadful. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. They own them. That's really all you can say. The Yankees own the Twins.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan. Anyway. All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back Friday morning to get you ready for the sports weekend. Probably get you ready for our little road trip that we're going to be taking to St. Louis for a fun night at the ballpark to see my Yankees against your Cardinals. That'll be an exciting time. But yeah, check us out then. Friday morning, 8 a.m. right here on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever you're watching. And thanks to everyone who tuned in. Hope you enjoyed the sports talk, and we'll talk to you next time right here on the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newbold and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.